Welcome, folks, to another Game Hoarder production. My Crimson Cow. An Autumn Moon Entertainment. I present to you a Vampyre story. Castle Work. Orexylvania. 1895.
Woo! Bravo!
Well, Froderick, did you enjoy my singing?
I'm sure it was very nice, but seeing as how I'm a bat and all, I wouldn't trust my opinion on opera. But if you knew the Draxylvania polka, then I'm your bat.
I just cannot tell if it was good or not. If only I were back at the Perry Academy. Oh, I just wish I were back in Perry altogether.
Yuck! Hey, don't worry, babe. I'll get you out of here. All we gotta do is stick to the P-L-A-N. Capiche?
Thank you, Froderick. Oh, you're so good to me.
You've been pretty good to me, too. Besides, hanging out with you, I get a chance to torment Mr. Short, Pale, and Stupid.
I heard that.
Oh! Speak of the devil. Aren't you running a little late tonight, errand boy?
I'm starving, Shroudy. I need my wine.
Yes, Mona, my love. I shall go off right away and begin hunting for looking for a wine shop in town. I know just the place. They have an excellent selection of the finest wines. O positive, O negative, my favorite.
Yeah, I'm sure 10 minutes from now will be an excellent vintage.
Are you still here?
Who, me? No.
All right, he's gone. Quick!
Hey, you know he's getting blood, right? You drink blood.
Shh! Now is not the time to start that old argument. It's not blood, it's just... well,
A real thick and, salty tasting Merlot with a little, iron aftertaste? Is that what that is?
something like that, yeah.
You know, the Nile is not just a river in colonized British Egyptian Sudan.
Out with it, damn you.
Did you see which one?
Yeah, the third one on the left, I think. Or was it the first one? You know, I really didn't get a good look, but definitely on the left. The last three.
Oh, man! At this rate, I am never going to get off this island.
Patience, child. The stars have aligned and things are about to get interesting.
What was that?
What was what?
Quickly, up to my balcony.
Why? What's going on?
Holy swamp shit!
Surprise! Balku, help, quickly!
No, Mona, my love. I shall never set you free. Don't you know you are mine? Forever!
I am free, Froderick! Free!
I hear you. Jeez. I got pretty big ears if you hadn't noticed. And you're not totally free. You still have to find the key to the boathouse. Till then, you're stuck here.
Oh, right. Good point.
Wait a minute. She's a fucking vampire
That was
can turn into a
very
bat.
unusual.
Can't she just fly away?
Mona? Who is this Mona, I wonder? Our work here is most decidedly not done.
Crimson Cow presents an Autumn Moon production of a vampire story.
Recently decided to do this game. I pledged on the Kickstarter that they were trying to get going to do a prequel. Unfortunately, the Kickstarter failed, so I figured I'd do a LP of this, and maybe kind of get it out there. So when Mr. Bill decides to do another Kickstarter, hopefully with a little bit better marketing strategy, we can reach the funding goal, which was I think $250,000.
Bill Tiller, that's the guy. You'll notice he had a lot to do with the production of the game.
He made this game and another game, I forget the name, Voodoo something. This is the better of the two from what the reviews say. Game is pretty funny, also has some great animation, so I hope you enjoy it.
It's stuck! There's no way I can open this thing unless we find that key.
So we have a fly
Sitting
option.
on top of a gargoyle would make my cow hair way too cold, so I'm going to pass.
We have a push option. Or a use option.
I can't push that, but even if I could, I'm not sure what that would accomplish.
It would give the lake monster something to chew on.
We also have an examine option.
It's a stone gargoyle. This one looks uncomfortable.
Like he's between a rock and a hard place?
There's lots of fabulous puns in the game. And we also have a talk option.
This gargoyle looks too dumb to talk.
Yeah, he probably has rocks in his head.
I don't think I want to talk to him.
Yeah, he's giving you the cold shoulder. Both of them.
It's a stone gargoyle. He looks very mean and heartless.
In other words, stone cold?
I know Shroudy hid the key in one of these gargoyles. Oh, I just can't remember which one. I can't move it. It looks too solid and steady.
Like a rock?
I hate changing out in public. If I need to go over there, I'll just walk.
And also quick walk in this game, which I'll do after I slow walk to every location.
It's a rather nasty-looking gargoyle.
Is it me, or is he actually wearing a wig?
You can use the tab key, which will put a bat symbol on all the usable or examinable objects.
It's so rusty. It will definitely shatter if I hit anything with it, but it may have other uses. I'll remember it's here.
So the way this game works is instead of picking up every object, Mona kind of remembers things that she can possibly use in the future, and they go in that inventory there. You can right-click, and it'll bring open your Froderick, who's your little companion. He's a lot like Crow in The Longest Journey, except he's a lot more functionality in this game. And then if it's got this blue kind of blue iridescent color to it, that means that it's an object that you found that you can use, but you're not necessarily carrying it around in your inventory.
It's a couple of nasty-looking statues. I'm sure they must have scared the crap out of Shroudy when he was a little kid.
Yes, I almost feel sorry for him. But then I remember that he kidnapped and imprisoned me.
I understand how that might weaken your sympathies a bit.
Alright, let's see. We have a banner. Let's fly to the banner.
The tapestry is fairly loose. I'm not going to pull it down right now, but if I need it at some point, I'll remember that it's here.
It's a bear rug.
Is it just me, or are its eyes following us? I'm sorry, but I don't speak bear. I better not. I might not be able to bear the weight. It's a fire. It's what happens when you apply a significant amount of heat to combustible materials.
Informative.
I had some burning questions for you, but I just forgot them. Burned vampire flesh smells really bad. I better not. Bats are very flammable and sensitive to third-degree burns. It looks like someone's family crest. Crest, you are an odd assortment of symbols.
If I were to design my family crest, I would create something a little more subtle. Maybe a bat standing atop a mountain with a gleaming sword thrusting towards the heavens, a bare-bosomed lady clinging to my leg while holding the bloody head of a dragon.
Oh yeah, that's subtle.
No way! Too heavy! I can't fly into that.
Sure you can. Fly right into it.
It's a couple of nasty-looking statues. I'm sure they must have scared the crap out of Shroudy when he was a little kid.
Yes, I almost feel sorry for him. But then I remember that he kidnapped and imprisoned me.
I understand how that might weaken your sympathies a bit.
I wonder if the artist got his inspiration from some high school kid's notebook. I can walk over there just fine. No way! Too heavy!
So we're gonna at least look and examine everything in the game.
It's some sort of ghoulish decoration. I wonder where the Baroness found such a thing. It's a rather ornate hanging banner.
It's the Von Kiefer family crest. A two-headed vulture holding some thigh bones.
I can't make out the family motto. Froderick?
Get to pickin' while the pickins are good. Words to live by.
It's a rather beautiful piece of stained glass.
Yeah, except for that huge freaking spider right in the middle of it.
That's not part of the design. It just crawled up there a few minutes ago.
Holy cripes!
Just kidding. I'd better grab this.
And as you can see, the physical objects are quite physical.
I better take this. I might need it at some point.
So we got some perfume and some body oil.
After we escape, we won't have time to stop and eat. So we better bring these along. It's Froderick's gilded cage.
Yeah, it seems I've spent my life behind bars. Up the river, doing some hard time.
Hard time? What's so hard about living in the cozy cage with a steady diet of snacks? You love your cage, so stop trying to play the bad boy role. It doesn't suit you.
There goes my street cred.
I don't know what it is about this mirror, but I simply don't look like myself.
You're pulling my wing, right?
What do you mean?
Sweetheart, it looks like Shroudy taped the picture over your mirror, probably because he didn't want you to see, or actually not see, your reflection. Apparently, he had some 6-year-old kid draw the picture.
Wait a minute. What does it say down in the corner? With love from Shroudy.
Scratch the 6-year-old kid idea. I guess I'll have to add art to my list of things that Shroudy sucks at. Maybe I'll put it just below escaping vampire hunters.
It's a lovely collection of vases.
Mona? Those aren't vases.
What do you mean?
You see the names on them? Edgar von Trapperkeeper, Ferris von Bueller, Klaus von Kiefer? Vases generally don't have proper names or titles. Those are all of the Baroness's dead husbands.
And all this time I thought they were just designer potpourri containers. She sure had a lot of unlucky husbands.
Yeah, unlucky that they met her.
It's my bed.
Really? Because I thought your bed was down in the basement. You know, that pine box with dirt in the bottom that smells a bit like a corpse?
Well, I like sleeping down there better because this room gets way, way too bright. If I try to pick them up, they just fall apart. It's better to admire them from afar. Every one of these has a thorn, just like every night has a dawn.
Guns N' Roses tribute. Hey, every rose has its thorn.
It's my bed.
Really? Because I thought your bed was down
It's
in the
like
basement.
every night has its dawn.
I'm going to take this.
Every cowboy sings a sad, sad song.
I don't see anything I really want to carry around with me. It looks like one of those toys that you spin and then it makes the various animal noises. This animal noise toy just might come in handy. might need that, but I can't carry it around with me. I'll keep it in mind.
Alright. Filling up the coffin quite quickly. Let's head out to the balcony.
It's the dark, frigid waters of Lake Varg.
Do people swim in it?
Well, sometimes they float. Usually face down. Froderick, may I ask you something?
Sure. Hit me. Ow! Bad abuse!
Remember that time we were talking in my room, Froderick? Tell me again about the time we met.
I know you like this story, so I'll tell it one more time. I was up in one of the tower lofts, going over the haul of grubs and bugs I found under a newly fallen tree, when the Belfry boys cornered me. You see, I had this, incident with Rocco's, the leader's sister, and he thought I needed a good butt-kicking. Plus, apparently I owed them for protection. But from what, I could never figure out. Anyway, they were blocking the window, and there was no other way out. Luckily, it was an old turret roof. So I said something to Rocco to provoke him, and he rushed me. I ducked out of his way, and he crashed through the back of the roof, opening my escape route.
What did you say that got him so mad?
I just asked him what he was gonna do to me, and he said, "When I'm through doing to you what I've been dying to do to you for a long time, you won't ever walk again." And I said, "What a coincidence. That is exactly what your mom said to me last night right after dinner."
No, you didn't.
Never seen a bat change colors like that before.
That's
Anyway,
fucking awesome.
Rocco was pretty out of it. So I escaped through the Rocco-shaped doorway he had just made and headed down to your balcony because the doors were open. I thought I might be able to lose the Belfry boys in the castle. That's when I ran into you in the Great Hall.
You almost knocked me over.
Yeah, I didn't see you. I just about knocked myself silly. Well, then the rest, you know.
I remember this cute little bat being chased by 3 bigger and mean-looking bats. And I thought, this is certainly not fair. So I transformed, grabbed one bat, and then turned back into a human. I used him to beat up the other 2. I must have made an impression because I haven't seen hide nor hair of them since.
And thanks again for that, Mona. I owe you big time.
Oh no, don't worry about it. Get me safely back to Pelly and we'll call it even. Deal?
Deal.
Why are you helping me get back to Pelly?
Well, kiddo, that is a good question, and one I ask myself on occasion. I think it's because before you, I didn't really have a goal in life. I thought I'd hook up with a she-bat, settle down, and have a normal bat life. But then I met you. You were so full of determination and full of dreams. I just thought helping you achieve your goals would feel good. So now your goals are my goals. Plus, helping you escape will really cheese off that jackass Shroudy. I really hate that guy.
I want to know more about Draxylvania.
Draxylvania means Woodland of the Devil. And they ain't kidding. I think Old Scratch took a liking to this place and made it his own. This country just seems to attract the creepiest, darkest, most angst-ridden people and creatures in the world. But we make some real good cheese. Draxylvania blood cheese. The best blood cheese in the world.
I think it's the only blood cheese in the world. Sounds... oh, yummy. What do you know about Shroudy and his mother?
Ever since I've been here, the old hag ruled the place. I was told she had married a succession of barons in the
Mona's
Lake
got some
Varg
big
district,
vampire titties.
but they all died of something or another. I
like
think they all caught a case of the murder myself. That murder, boy, it'll kill ya. She got this castle when she married the Baron von Kiefer. I think he died of a concussion.
She hit him?
No, the stones of the courtyard did. At terminal velocity. Knocked him out cold. He never woke up. Poor dumb bastard. After that, I heard she threw lavish feasts and parties with all sorts of odd people. Some say there were black magic worshippers, witches, dark spirits, and wizards. Man, I wish I had been invited. I hear witches can really party.
I'm sure during the feasts, some poor person got sacrificed for their black rights.
Yeah, around here, it really isn't a party till someone gets sacrificed. After that, things apparently settled down a bit. Then she just disappeared. Never saw her again. That's when Shroudy went on his long holidays. We all assumed to look for her, but as it turns out, he gave up on that. He was really looking for a replacement. You. And I'm sorry to say, I don't think you were the first one.
Are you looking forward to going back to Paris?
Sure, but the problem with France is that they have a lot of French people there.
True, but you get used to it after a while.
No, really. I'm looking forward to it. Eating at cafes, drinking wine, real wine, enjoying works of art, telling foreign tourists to go to hell. France sounds like a lot of fun.
Well, that's enough talk for now.
Mona, snap out of it.
I'm awake. What are we doing? Am I dressed?
All right.
Look
Let's
at
get
that.
that snow off.
Beneath the snow are some flower bulbs. Even with the snow gone, I doubt they'll grow. That dirt looks like it hasn't been refreshed in years.
Well, Mona, I'd say from the slight browning and the horizontal striping you see towards the top of the exterior skin, those are 100% pure belladonna buds.
Wow, Froderick. I didn't know you knew so much about flowers.
Well, you see, Helena, my last girlfriend, dumped me after I gave her some flowers.
Oh, Froderick. That was sweet. Why did she dump you?
They sent her into anaphylactic shock. After that, I thought it might be a good idea to know a bit more about flowers. Rocco, her brother, still wants to beat me to a pulp for that.
Well, let's try putting some flowers in the urn. Why not?
I feel like maybe we should say a few words or something. After all, these are the Baron's remains.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to say goodbye to the Baron von Kiefer. And though he's already walked through the valley of the shadow of death, today we must ask not what this planter box can do for him, but what he can do for this planter box. Ashes to ashes, so on and so forth, yada yada yada. Now dump that sucker.
Touching, Frederick. Truly touching.
This game has some of the best dialogue ever.
That didn't do anything. Flat.
What'd you expect?
As far as
It's
adventure
ash.
games go.
Noble ash, but still just ash,
Or just
nonetheless.
as far as games go, period. I really hope Bill's able to pull off that Kickstarter. If not, hey, send me a bill. I'll buy a collector's edition. Well, let's return back downstairs. You can hit the space bar to pretty much literally skip anything. Movement, conversation, picking up stuff.
It's a bunch of levers. But whatever it is they're supposed to do isn't working.
They're actually used to make the theater backdrops go up and down, and they used to work just fine.
How do you know this?
Because the current backdrop has a giant sun on it. I used to wait until Shroudy was walking by the theater, and then pull the lever and make the sun suddenly appear. It used to scare the crap out of him.
What do you mean used to?
Well, I kinda broke it. I was sitting there waiting for Shroudy to walk by, and I started to feel hungry. So I went and got some nut and fruit snacks out of my cage. While I was happily munching away, a couple of them slipped through my wings and fell down inside the control panel. Ever since then, I haven't been able to pull the levers.
Can't you reach in there and grab your nuts and dried fruits?
Unfortunately,
Grab your
the holes in
nuts.
the panel are too narrow for me to fit my wings through.
You need to learn to be less messy when you eat. I sure hope we don't need to use these for some reason. But considering how things have gone so far, I'm sure we will. invitation plaque for this theater.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Shroudy might have a crush on you.
Fly, fly, fly. It's overrated, you know.
Mona De Lafitte Memorial.
It's a tragic version of the traditional comedy tragedy masks, only with a slight vampiric twist. It's a comedic version of the traditional comedy tragedy
you said
masks.
that.
A vampire comedy? Give me a break.
Seriously, as if anybody would ever try to write one of those.
If they did, I would hope they'd give all the really good lines to the vampire's wacky sidekick. It's a particularly large squirrel with fangs.
That's a beaver, bug brain.
Lame. Giant vampire squirrels would have been way cooler.
Agreed.
It's the decapitated head of a bear.
How barbaric.
But the taxidermy is very sophisticated. Note the flawless preservation of his dying roar.
One of the big reasons why I personally think the Kickstarter failed for the prequel was the fact that they were trying to do an episodic series, and the prerequisite for getting a box version of it was $100.
It's the head of a
No
most
one wants to pay
unfortunate
$100
little
fucking
piggy.
dollars
It's
for a 4
actually
or
a
5
bore,
hour game.
like its former
That's a
owner.
fail
And
right
really,
there.
how many pigs have not met an unfortunate end? It's not like pig milk is in high
If
demand.
you're watching this, Bill, you need to make a full-length fucking game for $100.
It's a mythical horse whose
People
horns
are
are
out
said to
buying
grant 3 wishes to
PlayStation and
whomever
Xbox
touches
games
them.
for half that.
Actually, that's a male deer. And they don't grant wishes. That's a 9th level spell. You're thinking of a unicorn whose horn is said to neutralize poison, along with many other powers that depend on who's running the game. Even
After all,
if
we're
Draxylvanian
backers.
unicorns could
Backing
grant
a
wishes,
project that's not
the
gonna
material
come out for years
components
to
of such a
come.
spell.
Wait,
You should be getting the
stop.
fucking discount.
I have something very important to say.
Not paying double.
Mona is bored.
That's my big quip with fucking Kickstarter. Spending $100, $150, $200, $300 on box version of games. I better never see one on a fucking shelf for $60, I can tell you that. It better be
It appears
exclusive.
to be the decapitated head of a stuffed animal?
They killed Smuggle Bunny! You bastards!
It's a note pinned to the control panel.
Let me save you crow's feet and read that for you. It says, Baron Shroudy, I fixed the control panel for the theater flats. I had to, find something about, cross-wired to some power source? We'll fix it next time.
RM, that's my initials.
Signed RM. Man, this guy must be a doctor. I can barely read this note.
Let us enter the torture chamber!
I can pull it off just fine in human form. Thank you very much.
Fuck. No one makes me sneeze my own snot.
I bet a big, heavy, hitting thing might be useful somewhere, but I'm not going to carry it around. I'll keep it in mind, though.
Alright, what do we have to explore in here?
It looks like a poker
bitch.
and a brazier full of hot coals. Obviously, this is another one of Shroudy's torture devices. Judging from the smell in the air, I'd say it's gotten some use lately.
Is that what that is? Oh, man! I thought maybe somebody was cooking hamburgers down here. My mouth started watering as soon as we came down the steps.
That poker is a little too hot to pick up.
Well then, what about the brazier filled with white-hot coals?
Gee, I don't know, Froderick. Why don't you try and pick it up and let me know how it goes? It looks like a poker and a brazier full of hot coals. Obviously, this is another one of Shroudy's torture devices. Judging from the smell in the air, I'd say it's gotten some use lately.
Is that what that is? Oh, man! I thought maybe somebody was cooking hamburgers down here. My mouth started watering as soon as we came down the steps.
It appears to be some sort of hideous torture device. I wonder where the Baroness would find such a thing.
Maybe she went shopping at that trendy new Swedish torture furniture superstore. I've heard they have a wide selection of inexpensive torture gear, and when you walk through the store, they have a bunch of different dungeon rooms set up so you can actually see how your torture device would
It's
look
like
once you
fucking
take it
IKEA
home.
for vampires, in other words.